Mark Petrou from the Petrou Brothers Fish and Chip Shop. You've got 4, 5?
I've got 4 with my name above it, and I own another one as well.
Brilliant.
Wow.
Let's talk about the product. Before we talk about the product, in the middle of the travel there, something very interesting came out of a conversation off air about Russia.
Yeah. You went over there, didn't you? First purpose-built fish and chip shop in Russia.
That's right. I was very, very lucky enough to be a training candidate for 2 different companies that were fighting for this contract, and so whichever company won it, I was always going to be going. So minus 30, really cold, shopping mall, and this entrepreneur there set up the first purpose-built fish and chip shop. It was in Perm, and great experience. Really loved it, and such a willing workforce, such a grateful nation. They're just the work ethic of the people and the attitude towards family was an experience I'll never forget. It was wonderful.
Freezing cold though, isn't it?
Bitterly
If you
cold.
take your fish and chips outside, you're screwed.
It's eating all the way there.
Yeah, you can't go anywhere. You can't take them home for the family, can you?
I could just imagine now people getting it wrong with a chip stuck to their
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about the product then, because that's what we've not done right. First of all, you brought in cod and chips.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the batter. I'm such a finicky, fussy eater. It's ridiculous. I hate that dry, crispy batter that you get on fish and chips in your average fish and chip shop.
Yeah.
That's not like that. That's sort of light batter that I would almost liken it to what's the word I'm looking for?
Tempura?
Yeah, almost like that.
And also, it's almost part of the fish. It's not sort of just a coating.
Okay.
It makes the fish taste better.
Well, let me take away a few trade secrets here. So I'll share.
All listening.
Typically, chip shops will use something between the fish and the batter to make the batter adhere to the fish.
Right.
Because you've got basically two wet surfaces that shouldn't really stick together.
What's that, like egg or?
No, they use something called rice cones, which is basically dried rice that's been ground to either a powder or slightly something thicker. We don't do that.
Right.
Also, our batter mix is, and again, I'll give you another secret. My batter mix is, it's been a secret for years. It's self-raising flour and water. That's it.
Is it?
Nothing else.
It's sparkling water or normal water?
Just
Sparkling
refrigerated council pop.
Right.
Fish and chips, the mandate for fish and chips has been affordable food for the masses. It's not a pretentious meal, it's a transparent, honest meal. And the way that I instruct people to mix batter, if they want to recreate my dish, is to whisk it for between a minute and 2 minutes to put plenty of air into it. And it should hang on your finger for a moment and then run off in a continuous trail, a bit like a mouse's tail. So when it runs off your finger in a continuous trail, you've got the consistency right, and then you need to seal the batter or temper it at a high temperature. There's no point in putting fish into a pan that's cold because you'll have fat absorption. So we fry typically at 180 degrees, which is a nice hot temperature, and as soon as the batter goes in, it tempers it, just seals the fish. The fish cooks in its own steam. Fat doesn't get through the batter, so the fish is nice and light and fluffy, and then you get your crispy deliciousness without the goo in the middle.
And the funny thing is now you've mentioned that sort of inner layer, that brown rice. I've tasted it, and I now know what it is.
We don't do that.
And that's why that looks different, and why when I try it, hopefully it's going to taste different.
It not just tastes.
Have you tried it?
Mark,
is that your belly that I can hear making that noise?
I'm sorry, I can't help it.
Unbelievable.
I'm hungry, and it's lovely. But also, what is this sauce that you're using with the fish?
That's Cambridge sauce. It's a traditional sauce developed in Cambridge years and years and years ago. It's made from hard-boiled eggs. It's got light olive oil in it, anchovies, chervil, tarragon, chives, mustard, vinegar, capers, parsley, and some other stuff I'm not going to tell you. But it's all natural, and it was made over 100 years ago to go with fish. And we just felt that you couldn't come to Cambridge and not have Cambridge sauce.
Absolutely.
So we make it twice a week. and it's on the menu as well, and it's really yummy, isn't it?
Do you do the other kind of usual things I expect to find in a fish and chip shop?
Yeah,
pickled eggs, gherkins, pickled onions.
All of that. We steep and boil our own mushy peas. So
do you?
We don't open tins or anything.
Love
like
that as well.
We've got curry sauce.
Nice.
Proper chip shop curry sauce.
Nice.
Wow, gravy.
Everything that you would hope to find if you went to the seaside. We even have concertina windows at the Cambridge shop, so that the wind comes through your hair while you're eating fish and chips.
I love what you've
and
done.
And when you're walking past the shop, you get this smell, this amazing smell of fish and chips, and obviously, it's a great selling point.
Well, listen, Mike, you can certainly talk the talk. Let's see if you can walk the walk and try it. You've tried it.
Oh dear, no. Let me try again. I think.
No,
I'm
right.
just not getting away with that. I'm going to give it a go.
Fish first. Here we go.
All right, fish. Oh, dip it in the sauce.
That's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And it's been here for like nearly an hour now as well.
I mean, that's superb.
Well, you know, fish and chips was originally sold cold by street vendors.
Was it?
Yeah, and the batter was only really there to protect the prize inside.
Is that really why it started? Yeah, how it started?
Yeah, they used to crack the batter off and throw it away, but then one day somebody tried it when it was warm, and sort of a light bulb went on, and they thought, wow, that's good.
Right, so the fish is beautiful, batter's beautiful, and it does taste a bit like that tempura batter. It's that light. It's not the same consistency. It's just light.
Yeah. Tempura is basically just self-raising flour with sparkling water.
Right.
Posh. And
that's why I asked about the sparkling water.
You can crush ice into it as well, which adds to it. But
right.
Yeah, it's used more in Japanese style cooking. But
who had the idea to marry the fish and the chips together?
Well, there's been a bit of an argument, a north-south divide on this. And claim it by counterclaim, but my best guess, I've put my flag in the London camp because that's where I came from. Yeah. And the guy that we've credited it to is a chap called Joseph Malin, who would have been just 13 years old at the time.
Really?
But it was typical 150 years ago for a 13-year-old boy to be told by his family, you've got to go out and earn if you want a roof over your head and you want to eat. And the original fish used in fish and chip shops was dabs, which is the younger brother of plaice. It's a much smaller fish, and it's on our menu now. It's very sustainable. It's easy to source, and it's caught by British fishermen. But because it is quite a small fish, we actually marry two together. So when you come in and buy dabs from us, you actually get two put together. My wife had a row with a fishmonger in a very high-class supermarket about dab. She said, have you got any dab? And he went, no. So she kicked off.
No, she just had a go.
Yeah, she did. No, because it's just a very sustainable fish.
Did she batter the fishmonger?
Did she? Yeah, did she? But, no, she went to another well-known supermarket and got some.
Good.
Brilliant.
Right, so the other thing, we tried the fish. I mean, Sophie's tried everything. I mean,
So I've eaten quite a lot
very well
today.
Right, can we try the chips now?
So yeah. Oh yes.
Right, here we go.
Try chip. Oh. Have you dipped it in the ketchup?
No, I think ketchup ruins fish and chips.
I think it just makes it better.
No, that is beautiful.
Very nice.
He's a beautiful man with a beautiful product.
Thank you.
Very quickly, before you go, just quickly plug your fish and chip shops. Where are they? Where can people find them so they can have this glorious fish and chips?
Well, thanks for the opportunity. Market Square, Ely, right in the Market Square. Burley Street, Cambridge. We've our award-winning shop in Chatteris, and we've got a really lovely little shop in March down by the riverside. That's called the Riverside Cafe, and that was another shop that burnt down that we brought back to life. That's the fourth one there.
There's a question apparently about what, Tom? Chicken and chips.
Do you do chicken?
I was going to let you go, but there's oh yeah, it is. It's Charles from Chatteris. Says I have terrible trouble digesting chicken. It makes me feel rather sick. But I do like chips. I tend to have a reaction to eating chips from these shops, as I believe the chicken and chips are cooked in the same fryers. Is this true?
No, we have a dedicated pan just for cooking chicken in. Another thing that we do at Chatteris, and we plan to do in Cambridge, is cater for people with wheat intolerances, celiacs. Yeah. We have a gluten-free batter that we only do it at at Chatteris at the moment, but it's coming very soon. We will have gluten-free days for people that are wheat intolerant.
Perfect. I mean, there was a question about that actually. I think it was from Helen in Cambridge, so you've answered her question as well. Mark, we'd love you to see you on the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming in, and thank you for.